Okay, I've been saying this and I hate to keep beating the dead drum, but those of you who've been watching my podcast know that for the last 3 weeks leading up to the trade deadline, I've been saying the same thing over and over. And that's the Chargers just didn't have any money to spend. They got around 2.3 million in cap space and only 5 draft picks next year. That's not much to work with. I knew they weren't going to trade any of those picks away. You can't give away what little draft capital you have, right? Especially when you still need depth at running back and at least 2 starting caliber offensive linemen to get you through the season. And in my opinion, that's either center or tackle. So I kept telling people look for the Chargers to make low risk, low cost moves. You weren't going to see any blockbuster trades. They have to settle for players who can come in and steady the boat, not necessarily make a splash right away, right? And sure enough, that's exactly what they did. Now, I'm not a general manager. I don't work for the NFL, but I've got common sense and you've got no money and only 5 draft picks. You can't go out and land an impact player for $1 million. So when they picked up Trevor Penning, it totally made sense to me. Penning came out of college with a lot of promise, a former first round pick, 19th overall in 2022, but he hasn't lived up to expectations. But still, he's only 26, and honestly, outside of Zion Johnson, he might end up being the best lineman on this roster right now. We've got to wait and see, but the Chargers had to do something. Doing nothing would have been much worse. Hopefully, Penning benefits from a new environment, gets coached up, fits into Greg Roman's blocking scheme, and maybe, just maybe, we strike lightning in a bottle. But if Harbaugh and his staff can get him to the level the Saints couldn't, that's a win. And this is exactly what I was trying to warn people about when everyone kept bringing up the names Alvin Kamara, Brees Hall, and other big names, right? I get it. We'd all love a splash move, but with no money and no draft capital, that just wasn't realistic. So Trevor Penning it is. Let's see how it all plays out. I'll be rooting hard for him because as long as you've got Jim Harbaugh on the sideline, you got Justin Herbert at quarterback, you got leaders like Khalil Mack and Derwin James on defense, there's always a chance this team can turn things around. Now, they also moved Josiah Taylor, traded him for a 7th round pick. Honestly, I wasn't crazy about Josiah outside of special teams. On defense, he was a liability, so getting a 7th rounder is fine by me. Those guys usually end up on the practice squad anyway, and that's basically what Josiah was giving us. But I think we need an upgrade on the back end of that defense anyway, because if that deadline came and went and they did nothing, this fan base would have gone crazy. So yeah, low budget, low risk, hopefully high reward. That's the reality when you don't have money and you don't have any draft picks. And I'll take that over doing nothing any day. Thank you, and I'll talk to you guys really soon. Don't forget, like, share, and subscribe. And bolt up.